politiques suspendues jusqu'à nouvel ordre. Les frontières terrestres, maritimes, aériennes du Bénin sont fermées jusqu'à nouvel ordre. La prise du pouvoir en ce moment traduit la ferme volonté du comité militaire de la refondation à mettre fin à l'exclusion de toutes les couches sociales de notre pays, sans distinction aucune. Dans la suite de la transition et de restaurer la cohésion nationale.
Young soldiers in Benin Republic led by Lieutenant Pascal Tigre announcing the takeover of power from the civilians. But this is just like the military coup in 1990, the Gideon Oka coup in Nigeria. They started early, announcing on national TV that they have taken over power from IBB without arresting IBB himself. Dodon Barracks, the then seat of power in Lagos, wasn't under their control. They celebrated early. That was why the military crushed them. This is exactly what happened here in Benin Republic. These young officers accused politicians of corruption. That was why they struck. But nothing was under their control. Maybe just this national television house. They took control of it and announced a military coup. They didn't arrest President Talon. The entire military wasn't under their command. So that was why the coup failed. The government is now announcing that the coup has been thwarted. This building of the national television is under the control of the military. The officers have been arrested. This should be a warning sign to Nigerian politicians and other African politicians who think they can do whatever they want. Nigerians see Benin Republic as a country that is well governed. Yes, not saying that there is no corruption. After all, some people are even celebrating the military coup, as you can see in this video. But compared to Nigeria, Beninois seem to be getting their money's worth. When you visit Benin Republic, you will think it's not a third world country. That's compared to what you saw in Nigeria, in Badagry, before crossing the border. Yes, most places are serene, very neat, compared to where you left in Nigeria before coming to their country. So Nigerians see the country, like already said, as being well governed. But the citizens are still clamoring for better. They are still demanding better from their politicians. In that situation they find themselves, their military men are still contemplating removing the politicians, contemplating a military coup. They must know that they are demanding even a higher standard, much more than Nigerians see in Nigeria. So the reality remains that people who find themselves in power should make sure that they work for the people, not work for themselves. They are accusing them of corruption. And recently, their parliament actually increased the number of years in a tenure. It used to be 5 years. They extended it by 2 years. That's making it 7 years per tenure. Imagine a president in Benin Republic who wants to stay in power perpetually. One term alone is 7 years, 2 terms 14 years. If the person succeeds in getting re-elected 3 times, that means he will stay in power 21 years. So maybe that's why the military struck. Remember, there was also a thwarted coup in Benin Republic last year.
L'ancien ministre des Sports, M. Oswald Komeki, a été interpellé au moment où il transmettait 6 sacs remplis de billets de banque.
So if it is happening again under 1 year, they should do something about it. Yes, democracy is not perfect. Military government is also not perfect. They should just find a balance. Make sure they keep working for their people. Reduce that corruption to the lowest minimum. Yes, in Nigeria, people are no longer demanding politicians stop the corruption. They are just demanding that they reduce it because they are so blatant about it. Imagine politicians claiming that they are spending 1 trillion naira on a project. At the end of the day, you can't find that project. Not to talk of making an evaluation and saying, this is not worth 1 trillion naira. They don't build anything. They just siphon that money completely. So politicians must learn to work for their people. Not that people wouldn't agitate, but the more you work for your people, the more you reduce that corruption, the more you make the work more than the stealing. That's when people look at what you're doing and the resources, the IGR, they will not even bother to look at the books to see, did you steal any money? Is this project worth this amount? But in a situation where it is so blatant, they tell you the amount they spent on a project, and you look at the massive billboard they placed around the project venue, the cost of the billboard alone, advertising the project, might take millions of naira to erect. You are spending money building a project, money that is not yours, and you're advertising it because you want to put your photo, your portrait on the billboard. So if they can be able to reduce that corruption and make sure they take care of their citizens. Many people will mind their business, including the military boys. But once they get there, they only take care of themselves. They steal and steal, they can't seem to get satisfied, while their people languish in poverty.